All right, guys. I think we've given everybody enough time to join. And let's go ahead and get started. My name is Joshua Mackins, and I am the headmaster at the Local Business Internet Marketing University. And that's who's bringing you the hangout today. What we're going to be covering is Facebook for local businesses, how to market through Facebook, why to market through Facebook, and how to get more local customers coming in through your door through social media and through Facebook as well. I want to go ahead and kind of introduce some people. Really, it's only one person today, and I want to go ahead and introduce a guy that's helped me out quite a bit and is going to run our Q&A today, and that's Jeff Oakland. Jeff, go ahead and wave to the people. Say good morning.
Morning.
Awesome, awesome. We appreciate Jeff and everything that he does for us here. And thank you very much, Jeff, for all your help. As you can see, we have a new banner for the Local Business Internet Marketing University. It looks awesome, right? And now you don't have to stare at a gray wall anymore. I'm sure that was starting to hurt your eyes a little bit. And really, that's it. We could probably just go ahead and get started and let people filter in as we go along. I think I covered just about everything. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So why Facebook for your local business? You know, you have all these resources, all this time, why should you invest any of them in Facebook? And really, that's a question for why social media, right? The things that you're doing on Facebook don't necessarily have to translate to Twitter or to Google Plus or LinkedIn. Why should you use Facebook as a platform? And that's a great question. Let's just tackle the social media question. Why should you use social media in general? Social media is great because you can really meet the customer where they're at, right? These people are spending tons of time on Facebook. That's where they're interacting with all of their friends. This is where they're interacting with their family. I think we all know how much time people spend on Facebook, anywhere from your sister or your mother or your cousin or your dad. They're always on Facebook. They're always posting things, looking at things, and that's what it's all about as a local business, right? Or as any business, really. But we're focused on local businesses here. As a local business, you want to get in front of these people where they're spending their time, right? Like I said, people are spending inordinate amounts of time on Facebook, and that's really where we want to get in and be able to talk to these people. So, and social media is also great because it allows you to talk to the customer instead of, or have a conversation with the customer instead of talking at the customer, right? A lot of advertising or marketing, when you spend money in direct mail or in the newspaper or on TV or radio, you're talking at them, right? Consumers or and local customers don't want to be talked at. They want to have a conversation with you. So when people have conversation with you, their defenses are down. A statistic I read is 89% of people don't trust advertising. Or I'm sorry, 95% of people don't trust advertising. Whenever we see an advertisement, our defenses automatically go up because we've seen advertisements before, we've had experience with those local businesses, and they haven't been pleasant one way or another, whether it's we guarantee this and no one fulfilled it. Whatever those advertisements are, we just inherently don't trust them because we know that they didn't earn the right to be there. They paid money for the right to be there, right? And social media, to an extent, allows you to earn the right to be in front of these people because they have to interact with you before really you can interact with them. So that's really what social media brings to the table. It's a way for you to converse with your customer instead of talking at them. And really, it's how people want to be approached this day and age. They want to meet you on their terms, which has always been the case, but there's really not been a venue for that until recently with social media. So let's talk about Facebook. We talked about why social media. Let's talk about Facebook. Why Facebook? I think you know the answer to this. It's because it's the biggest platform when it comes to social media. It's where people are spending the most of their time. And it's like we said earlier, marketing has always been about where you can get in front of people and where they're spending their time. So Facebook is an obvious candidate for that. And Facebook also gives you a platform to be able to share your message as well. So it's a great place to be. People spend tons of time on there. Everyone is on there. I think it's got double the amount of users that Google Plus has, and maybe even 5 or 6 times the amount of users, active users, I believe, that Twitter has. So it's got the audience, it's got the platform, and that's what we need as local businesses, right? So Another thing for social media is that it's also a fantastic way to stay in touch and to continue to turn those customers that you have into repeat customers, and also get referrals from those people. The more that your business fades from their mind, the less they're thinking about you, obviously, right? But with Facebook or with social media, the more you interact, the more you post content, the more you engage with these people, the more that you are going to stay on their brain. So maybe you're a roofing company and the storm just blew through. Well, they just interacted with you on Facebook not too long ago, and because of that interaction, you're the first roofing company on their mind. Or let's say you're a chiropractor. It's the exact same thing. And it also keeps you on their mind for referrals when someone goes, ooh, I have a bad back, my back hurts. As a chiropractor, if you're engaging with, let's say person B said that. If you're engaging with person A and person B are friends, that's a referral right there, right? You're automatically on their mind, so they're saying, oh, in their brain they're thinking, I just read an article on A&A Chiropractic's Facebook page about back pain. Hey, have you checked out A&A Chiropractic? I've used them before. Referral, money, boom, perfect, right? Okay, so and another thing is it's harder to gain new customers through social media than it is to stay in front of your current customers, and you'll see why here in a bit, but it doesn't mean you can't get new customers, and we'll be talking about that as well. And finally, if you want to do social media right, this is a big opinion of mine, and it may not be very popular with a lot of people, but if you want to do social media right, the way you do social media is you don't outsource it, you do it in-house. Outsourcing, you're paying for people's time when you're outsourcing, right? You don't want to pay for someone's time, you want to pay for someone's attention. And a lot of time in outsourcing, that's not what happens. There's a difference between paying for someone's time and attention. Social media is a conversation between you and your customers. Would you hire a company to come in and answer the phones for you, to give out pertinent business information? No, you wouldn't. They don't know your company, and they don't really understand the company at the level that you do, and at the level they need to understand it to converse with your clients. There's probably a lot of social media outsourcing companies that are really, really good at what they do. I have never found one. Every time that I've looked at our clients for tutelary marketing, every time we've looked at our clients' social media, the money they're spending, I've always felt like it's a waste because it can be done better in-house than it can be done out of the house. But the problem there becomes the knowledge. You have someone in-house, they need to understand how to do it, they need the expertise and the knowledge. So that can become an issue, but it's better to do it in-house than to outsource it. That's just our point of view. When you're having a conversation, when someone posts on your Facebook page, people need to be able to converse with them immediately. You need to be able to go on your Facebook page 5 to 10 minutes later and say, hey, thanks for talking to us. Thanks for your like and share on our article. What did you think about it? You need to have that conversation. It's hard to do that with a company. So how do we start marketing on Facebook? Let's just get right into it, okay? Marketing on any social media for the most part is the same. The tactics may switch up a little bit. The features you're able to use may switch up a little bit. But really, it comes down to two main factors. And one, building your audience. You got to be able to talk to somebody, right? So we got to be able to craft that audience and build that audience, whether that's likes on Facebook, which we'll talk about more here in a second, followers on Twitter, or circles on Google+. You need someone to talk to. So when it comes to social media and Facebook, you need an audience. The second thing you need to do is have a conversation with that audience, right? You need to be able to engage so that when you're ready to get your marketing messages out there, the people who have engaged with you already are much more open to engaging with your marketing messages. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go ahead and when it comes to building an audience, you have to have a platform. Facebook makes that pretty easy. I'm going to go and share my screen, and I am actually going to, let's see here. Here we go. I am actually going to go ahead and create a page for us on the Hangout. So what you're going to want to do is you can just Google Facebook, create a page, and it's going to be the first little option that comes up. You can create a page, and then obviously we're a local business or place, so we're going to click local business or place. I'm going to fill this out really, really quick. I don't want to waste a lot of our time on it, but I'm going to fill it out as a roofing company. Let's choose roofing company, okay? So I'm going to go down here. Probably we're going to fall under the home improvement category. You need to pick a category first, and I'm just going to call us Elite Roofing and Co. Okay, and just put in an arbitrary address. Like I said, I'm just making this profile for our purposes here today. Put in the address, put in your telephone number, and remember, you're obviously going to actually put in your real information. Then you're going to click I agree to Facebook's page's terms, and then click Get Started. All right. Then it's going to go ahead and work, and here you're going to enter in a category and add a description. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter in something really arbitrary for the description, and then category, we're a roofer. Okay, perfect. All right, you're going to add your website right here, and then if you want a unique Facebook web address, like for SEO purposes, a lot of times what people will do is they'll put their keywords in here, right? They'll do Facebook.com. Let's say that we're in Franklin, Tennessee. We're going to put Franklin, Tennessee Roofing Company. Now, when people go to Facebook.com/Franklin, Tennessee Roofing Company, then it'll take them right to our page. So, and then Google will also crawl this and see those as keywords as well. And it's asking, is Elite Roofing & Co. a real establishment, business, or venue? I'm going to delete this later so I don't feel bad about saying yes. And will Elite Roofing & Co. be the authorized and official representation of this establishment, business, or venue on Facebook? You click yes, save info. Then it's going to ask you to upload a profile picture. Go ahead and do that. That's probably going to need to be your logo, okay? And they ask you to add to favorites. Don't worry about that so much. And then they're going to want you to advertise, but we're going to skip that as well. And we'll talk about advertisements just barely, just during this instructional period. Hopefully we'll have a couple of questions about ads come up in the Q&A. But right now we're just going to go ahead and click through. So now our Facebook page is set up. You're able to add your profile picture. You can actually add a cover as well, and I'll show you what that looks like actually. Let's go to our Facebook page, and we just started our Facebook page, but let's see here. Here's our cover photo, and here is our, or I'm sorry, here's our cover photo right up here, and then here's our profile picture. Do you see the difference between the two? And it's important to have those because that's what people are first going to see when they come to your Facebook page. It's your first impression. So make sure that those pictures, you know, at least look good and represent your brand well, okay? All right, so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and start building that audience, right? And let me switch back over real quick. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go ahead and start building that audience, right? And there's different ways to do that with other social media, but today we're just focusing on Facebook, right? The way to do it on Facebook is through likes, okay? And you've probably heard the term like before, but basically a like, when someone has a personal Facebook profile, right? How they see the reason that they're on Facebook is they want to connect with their friends, their family, their colleagues, whoever's important in their personal life, and how they see what's going on in those people's personal lives is through what we call their feed. Their feed shows Susie uploaded a new picture, Frank has a new relationship status. I just watched The Social Network not too long ago, so all this stuff's running through my head. But you know, that's where everything's going on in their life, okay? When someone comes to your page and they like your page, which we'll show you in just a second, then you have the ability to start showing up on their feed. And that's obviously very, very important because then that's where you can get your marketing messages out there. So where's the actual like button at? Let me go ahead and show that to you real quick. I'm having a hard time here again. Here we go. Right here. So when someone comes to your page, you want them to come over here and click this like button right here. And like I said, every time someone likes you, your posts and your updates can now be seen in their feed. Okay. So how do you get likes to your page? A real simple way is just to ask for them, right? When people come into your location, or if you're a service area business and you go out to someone's location, just ask them to like you. Hey, have you seen us are you on Facebook? Have you seen our page? Would you mind liking us? Sometimes a really good way to kind of drive that interaction or to drive that like is to say, hey, you know, would you like 10% off today? Just like us on Facebook real quick. And the cool thing is that most people, I won't say most, but I would put money on most people have the Facebook app on their mobile phone. So all they have to do is they log in, help them find the Facebook page on there, like it, and say, hey, we'll take $10 off your bill today, or 10% off, whatever you want to do. That's going to drive a lot of likes. If they're coming into your store, have them pull the Facebook app up like we just talked about. If you're going out to them, have them pull it up and just do it. It's super simple, and a lot of times people are happy to do it, especially if they're a long-term customer or a repeat customer. They want to see you do well, and so they're definitely going to want to do that. But it doesn't hurt to give an incentive as well. You can also run a contest. Contest being, and the prize can vary from anything from like an HD TV I've seen before to $30 off. You have to make the offer really good, but whatever the offer is, you can just kind of run a contest. For every time you like us, you get a slip to win the HD TV, or anytime you share a story, or anytime you invite someone to like our page. You can kind of get creative with that and interact with your current customers or your current followers on your Facebook, and kind of drive likes that way. And then finally, you can actually invite your own friends. And I say finally, that's not all the different ways to get likes, but for our instructional period, what we normally do is we talk for about 25 minutes. I probably should have mentioned this up front. We talk for about 25 minutes, and then we open up the rest of the time for a Q&A. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit the high points. And the high points for the likes is everything that I just talked about. And also, you can invite your friends through your profile for them to actually like your Facebook page. So if you have a personal profile and you've built up a lot of friends, a really cool way to get your page off the ground is to go ahead and just ask those people to like you. And let me show you what that looks like as well real quick. So let's actually go to our Facebook page, and right here, let's see where we at. I'm missing it right now. Normally it's up here, but there's normally a place over here for you to start inviting your friends to your Facebook page. So let's see here. You can also invite email contacts. I didn't mention that. If you have emails of your customers, you can do that as well, which is a really great way to get that started. But inviting your friends of your personal profile. So you have a personal profile right here. Okay. And so I can actually invite I have 293 friends, and what I can do is I can actually just ask them to like our page, and here we go. What you have to do is you have to run your page as yourself, which gets kind of complicated, but you can come over here and click see all, and then as you can see, I can start inviting all these people to like my page. Now you got to kind of be careful with that. A lot of people don't want to be bothered, so kind of be careful, pick and choose who you decide to ask to like your page, but they're your friends. You use discretion when it comes to that. Okay. So these are all ways to build likes with your customer base. And to go outside of your customer base, really there's two options. One we'll talk about a little later on, but really you would probably have to start advertising on Facebook. Facebook will give you an ad that will allow you to reach out to new customers who don't really know about you yet. So really that's the main way. Well, not the main way. Actually, we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to talk about the main way, but that's a good way if you know what you're doing when it comes to Facebook ads. If you don't know what you're doing, I would highly suggest getting educated on Facebook ads first before you get into it, because you can lose a lot of money very quickly. So just kind of be careful with that. And so that's how you build your audience on Facebook. You just need likes. Okay, that's all you're really looking for. But once you build your audience, we said there's two things with social media. You build your audience and you engage. Okay, so we've built our audience, we've got likes. One thing to keep in mind is that that's never done. You're always going to want to get more and more likes. You want to open up your audience. The more people you can talk to, the better. But that's only one part of the equation. The second part of the equation is engagement. Okay, and engagement is simply just having a conversation with your audience. And normally how that's going to work for Facebook is you're going to want to share posts with your audience. When people start to like you, your posts can show up in their feed, right? Potentially, and we'll talk about the potential side of it more in a little bit. And let's switch back over to my page here real quick. You can have posts and actually, have a status update. Like, for instance, on 43 minutes ago, I said, hey guys, our Google Plus Hangout on air on Facebook for local businesses is currently live. So I've got 20 likes, and that has the potential to show up in 20 different places, or on 20 different people's feeds, okay? So that's how you're going to engage. You normally have to start the conversation on Facebook. They won't start it for you, or really on any social media. No one's going to reach out to you unless they need you immediately. And so your job is really to get out there and get that conversation started. And like we said, that's through posts. You can have a text post like we did. You can actually post photos or videos. You can upload them straight from your desktop or straight from whatever platform you're using. You can link to a video, or you can create offers and events. An offer being $10 off today only, or an event, customer appreciation day, a milestone. We've been open for 3 years, 3 years, grand, 3-year opening, whatever, right? And so those are the different types of posts that you can have. And once again, when you post, it can show up in their feed potentially, and that's what we want. Now, what type of engagement can people really take on Facebook? Okay, now when it comes to your posts, people can actually get on there and like your posts, comment on your posts, and share your posts. And actually, let me go ahead and show you that real quick. So I came down here and had this post up, right? So people can come on here and they can like it, or they can comment on it and say, oh wow, so exciting, right? Or something like that. Or they can also share it. If you notice right down here, it says shares. There's been 2 shares. One of them is me, because I went ahead and shared the update on my personal Facebook page, and then Jeff was kind enough to go ahead and share the event on his Facebook page as well, with his tacky Christmas sweater profile picture, and I'll let you guys take him to the woodshed for that later. But so that's how people can engage with you. But really the question becomes, why do I want to drive that engagement? And for a lot of people, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer why you want to drive engagement, but to others, it's a real question, and I completely understand that question. There's a bunch of different answers, okay? The first answer is repeat business, okay? The customers that are going to like you the most of your likes are going to come from current customers, repeat customers, okay? Every time you post a status update, or any time that you can get in their feed or get in their vision, right? They are going to be reminded of you. It brands them in your mind. It continues to sear your company in their brain, so when they think about your industry, you're the first person they think about, okay? Obviously, that's what branding does, and that's when you continue to get in front of your customers, that's when it really becomes powerful, and they just start thinking of you. It also helps your referrals, like we talked about before. When other people are looking for the things you do, the more you're in front of people. Think about it. If you were in front of someone 5 days out of the week, what do you think is going to happen when someone they know needs your services? You're going to be the first company on their brain. So referrals are huge. And the real bit where this really comes into play is through what is called stories. Okay, and let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so thank you for the like, Conrad. I just saw that. I appreciate that, buddy. So what are stories? Okay, stories are created when anybody interacts with anyone else. Okay, let me just show you. Hopefully no one on my home feed has put anything too embarrassing, but let me just show you what we're talking about here. Okay, I had a friend, Nick Stewart, who added 9 photos. This became a story on my feed. He added 9 photos. Joe Padula, he actually went ahead and posted an event. Or no, I'm sorry, he shared someone's photo. So he went to Peyton Taylor's Facebook page and shared a photo, which created a story. Okay, Joy Collins shared a link to an article. So that created a story, right? So all these interactions, comments, posts, shares, they create stories. Okay, here is a perfect example of the story that you want to create, because when anyone likes your posts on your Facebook page or comments on your posts or anything like that, it creates a story. And this is how powerful stories can be, because what has happened is I shared a link from our Facebook business page, the Local Business Internet Marketing University Facebook page. Okay, then Jeff shared it as well. Well, what's happened there is, because we both shared it, we created a story on our profile. If I were to go to my profile, here's the story right here. And so anyone that comes to my profile can see that, and that's a type of marketing, right? Let's say Susie shares an interesting post that you did, and Bill comes to Susie's page. Well, Bill sees that Susie shared your story, and that brands a little bit for you, and maybe he gets interested in the story and comes to your page and likes you and interacts with you. Maybe he needs your services that day for whatever random reason. Boom, there's a client. Where this becomes even more powerful is this story, even though it's shown to your personal Facebook page, it also shows up on other people's feeds. Okay, all these people, all these 200 and whatever, however many friends I have, because I shared that link has the potential to show up on all 293 profiles of my friends, okay, depending on how much I've interacted with them. Okay, so just to put this in perspective, let's say that 4 people, and we use this example in the Facebook for Local Business Guide, which I'll give you guys another link to here in just a little bit. But just to put this in perspective, let's say that you got 4 people who like your page. Okay, anytime anyone likes, comments, or shares your content, it creates a story, right? Say 4 people like your Facebook page, it creates 4 stories. Let's say those 4 people have 300 friends apiece. Okay, it creates a story for all 300 friends. For 4 people, that's 1,200 people. Because 4 people liked your page, you have the potential for your page to show up in front of 1,200 different people just from 4 likes. And it doesn't have to be a like we talked about. It can be a comment, it can be a share. 4 actions. From, let's say, one person liked you, one person shared you and shared a post that you had, and 2 people commented. That is still 4 actions, and it gives you the potential to reach 1,200 different people because they all have 300 friends apiece. It doesn't mean you'll reach all 1,200, but it gives you the potential to. Okay, you start to see how powerful this is when we really start to dig into it deep. All right. So let's go back live here. All right, so that's the power of stories, right? And then it really then becomes, well, how do I create stories? How do I get stories out there? How do I get people to like my page? How do I get people to post my page or post articles or updates or pictures I'm sharing? How do I get people to post on my page and to share those as well or comment on them? Okay, how do I get people to create these stories for me? And there is no magic formula, but really what you have to do is you have to engage with them. You have to post interesting content, okay? Stuff that doesn't necessarily even have to be on topic for what your business is. You know, one thing that I like to do for our pages, for our clients, is sometimes every once in a while, you know, we'll post a random article that's humorous or interesting or something like that. Sometimes you'd be surprised how often those posts are the ones people engage with the most. It is crazy. Okay, but you also want to post things on topic as well. You know, if you are a dentist, post a dental hygiene article you found. The kicker is that these articles have to be interesting to your audience. It does not matter if they're interesting to you. Okay, you're not marketing to other dentists. You're marketing to consumers in your local area. Find local articles from like so in Tennessee, the Tennessean is a huge newspaper for Tennessee. Find articles in there that are interesting. You know, if you're in Dallas, find the local newspaper in Dallas and find stories there that are interesting. Always, when you're posting content, when you post a link to an article or post a picture, and I'll cover pictures in just a second, make sure it's interesting. Pictures are huge. In fact, people engage with pictures more than they will engage with text. We love pictures, right? All the biggest apps that are coming out now actually communicate this to us. If you've heard of Snapchat or if you have heard of Instagram, these apps are blowing up, and they're all 100%, well, almost 100% picture-based. As humans, we love pictures. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay, take that to heart when it comes to social media, because pictures that you post will get more interaction than text. Videos will get more interaction than text as well, but less than pictures. Pictures seem to be king because they're easy to interact with and they communicate very quickly. Okay, so that's how you're going to get people to interact with you. Okay, you need to post interesting content, pictures, videos, articles, and sometimes you don't even need to post any that's what we call content, right? Content for people to consume. Sometimes you don't even need to post content. Sometimes you just ask questions. Hey, how's everyone doing today? One time on our Twitter, it was Monday morning, and we know a lot of our audience plays fantasy football. So we said, hey, is anyone going into Monday Night Football tonight needing some fantasy points to win? Okay, so you're asking questions, you're talking about things off topic, you're having a conversation. If you went to a party, you just wouldn't talk about your business the whole time, right? You would talk about things that are interesting to that audience, to that party. So take that to heart when it comes to social media. Engage with your audience on the level and on the topics that they want to be engaged with. Okay? And probably, here's a big tip for you. Okay, this is one of the biggest tips we teach at the university. Best practices. Okay, following industry leaders or shadowing industry leaders. A great way to come up with content or a great way to come up with Facebook strategies is just to go where people are already doing those, right? If you are an auto repair shop, go find the top 10 auto repair shop Facebook pages in the nation. You know, let's say you're in Des Moines, don't go and find other auto repair shops in Des Moines, okay? Because what you're going to be looking for is their content and their strategies, and other auto repair shops in Des Moines may not like that you're copying or their strategies or using the same content they're using, right? But go find some in California, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, New York, Connecticut, wherever. Go find the big Facebook pages that have a lot of likes and actually have a lot of interaction. Interaction is key, not so much the likes, it's more the interaction, okay? But go find them, see what content they're posting. You know, a lot of times people don't share their own content, which we'll also talk about here in a second. A lot of times people are sharing content from other sources, like Forbes or USA Today or something like that. There's nothing that says you can't share their content too. That content may have taken them 15 or 20 minutes to find. It took you 1 minute to find. So you can share that content on your Facebook page as well. Okay, pictures, you can use their pictures too that they share, as long as they're not actually their pictures, right? That's copyright infringement. A lot of times they'll find pictures out on the internet that are free for everyone to post, and you can post a link to the exact same picture. Okay, the same video. Be careful about using other people's content, but if their Facebook page, these industry leaders, let's call them, if these industry leaders are using other people's content, you can be pretty safe that you're allowed to use the content too. If it makes you feel better, check into it. Make sure there's no copyright violations going on. But if they're using it, it's probably okay for you to use that too. What you need to do is you need to go find 10. Okay, and go follow them, like their pages with your personal profile, and then just visit their pages every once in a while. A lot of times they'll show up in your feed, okay, and you're going to use their content and their strategies and copy them and use them for yourself. It's just following best practices. It's also competitor shopping is also what it is. Use what they're doing, because they've taken a lot of time to work out their strategies. You don't need to take that time. You can just do what they're doing, okay? And it wouldn't hurt to engage with their content for them every once in a while. Share it. Help them out for helping you out. Kind of quid pro quo, circle of life, right? Just give everybody some love. All right. So, and here's the last big tip, and we're going to wrap up the instructional period for Facebook, and we're going to go to the Q&A. The last big tip, okay, is have your own voice. Okay, we talked about going to Forbes or USA Today or an industry-leading site. Let's use the dentist example again. You know, if you went to a dentist magazine, okay, when you send visitors to your Facebook page, when you send them to this content, that's great. You're providing a lot of value. There's nothing wrong with that. That content, though, is out of your control. If there is an opinion on there that you don't like, it's out of your control. You can't do anything about it. You can not post the link if you want, but maybe it's a really, really valuable link. Maybe it's a really valuable article, and you can't control that. You can't control the advertising that is going on that article. There, you just can't control the environment there. You know what you can control? Your website. You can control your website. So what you want to do is you want to have your own voice. You want to create a blog. Okay, you want to create a blog with relevant articles, and blogging is awesome. We talked about it earlier, and we're going to talk about it again on the January the 10th on another live Google Plus Hangout, which I told you guys I'm really excited about, and so make sure you sign up for that. But a blog is awesome. It allows you to be the expert and to have your own content. And when you send people to your blog, not only are you rebranding them or rebranding yourself in their mind, you are also controlling your voice. You're controlling the atmosphere. You're controlling the environment. You're controlling what your social media followers see. And you can do whatever you want with that at that point. And it makes you look like an expert as well. Blogs are awesome. But they allow you, for social media purposes, they're great for local SEO, and they're also great for conversion when it comes to your website, turning potential customers into real customers. But when it comes to social media, they are fantastic because you control your own voice, you control the content, you control the environment. Okay? All right, so let's just go ahead and recap. The reason you want to drive engagement, the reason you want posts, you want to post things, and the reason you want people to comment, like them, share them, post on your wall, which people can do. The reason you want people to interact with you is it creates those stories. Well, let's take first things first, actually. It brands you further in their mind. Repeat business, okay, and then also referrals, all right? But the biggest thing may be the story. Okay, the people that they know, their friends, the people you're reaching outside of your circle of influence and potentially dragging them back in. That's the power of engagement, creating stories, getting in front of people that you normally wouldn't be able to get in front of, and using the power of Facebook to do that. So let's completely recap, and then we'll go into the Q&A. Everything, every Facebook, social media, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, social media in general, you follow two basic things. You need to build an audience, and you need to engage with that audience. And you can take everything we applied from Facebook and apply that to Google Plus and Twitter loosely, and LinkedIn as well. And that's going to be your main social media strategy. Build an audience, engage with your audience. All right. So that instructional period lasted a little bit longer than I had planned. I got pretty excited there for a second. But we're going to go ahead and drop into the Q&A now. If you guys have any questions, what we want you to do is we have people live in the Hangout right now. Our Q&A feeds off of your questions. So even if you think it's a stupid question, please ask it, because chances are if you're asking it, other people are thinking it. Okay, and also it brings up other questions in our minds that we're able to address as well. So let me go ahead and let's turn it over to Jeff just for a second. Jeff, do you have a list of Q&A questions?
Sure do.
All right, go ahead and fire that first one off for us.
Okay, Josh. Can you explain what is a PTAT?
Okay. So that is a metric on your Facebook page and you know what, I'll just go ahead and show you. That's a metric on your Facebook page, and it really measures engagement. Okay, let me get over here real quick. Okay, and let me get to our page. It really measures engagement. Okay, now we only have 21 likes. Okay, we just started our page, and we only have one talking about this. Okay, 2 days ago, or maybe even as recent as yesterday, we actually had 15 people in that metric. And what it is that's your measure of engagement. Every time someone posts a comment to your Facebook page or shares one of your stories, comments on it, likes it, whatever, it goes into the people talking about this metric. And it's a 7-day rolling metric, meaning that if someone has not interacted with you in 7 days, they will fall off of that list. So the reason we had 15 people talking about us is because we got 15 likes in the matter of a couple of days. So that's the PTAT, is people talking about this, and it's really the metric that you need to be using to define, how how robust your engagement is. Okay. Let's see. Jeff, you got another one for us real quick?
Yep. What part of your Facebook page play is in my marketing funnel?
Say that again?
What part should my Facebook page
Oh,
play in
okay.
my marketing funnel?
Gotcha. Okay. That's a great question. Really, where we found not just Facebook but social media, where it's really powerful in your marketing funnel is just remarketing, right? Bringing people back in for more business, repeat customers, continuing to brand yourself in front of those people. It's really your net, right? Once you get someone in the office, once you get someone, or in your maybe you're not in an office, maybe you're going out to people, wherever you're at. Once you get them in front of your business, you need to keep them in front of your business. A lot of people used to do that through email or get an address and send a thank you card. It's a lot easier just to get them to like you on Facebook, and it's much more powerful as well. So you can keep people in your marketing funnel over and over through having them on your social media or in your Facebook. And so that's what I would say really, is really the best way to or the best way to integrate it into your marketing funnel. Okay, Jeff, you want to go ahead and give us another one real quick?
Can you explain the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook profile?
Yeah, okay. A lot of that can be really, really tricky. And actually, I can just go ahead and show you an example while I talk about it real quick. A Facebook page is going to be, let's see here. Your Facebook page is going to, your personal profile page is, who you are, your name, and all the people you're friends with. You can have friends on there. There's just a lot more functionality for a actual personal page. And what a lot of people do with their personal pages is, instead of having a Facebook page, they just use their own personal profile. That's actually against Facebook's terms of use. You're supposed to have a Facebook page, and so we go ahead and follow Facebook's terms of use. But there's also some other disadvantages to using a Facebook profile, but it does have a lot more functionality. It has the friends aspect. It's just got a lot of a Facebook profile is for your friends. You're a human being at that point. You have interaction with other human beings. You can friend people, you can send them messages, all that good stuff. There's a higher level of functionality with a Facebook profile, but it's for a human. A Facebook page is for a business. Okay, no one can come and like your personal profile page. Okay, they can only like your business page. You can't reach out to people the same way on a Facebook page that you can on a personal profile. And so there's a lot of differences, but really a Facebook page is for a business, and then a personal profile is for an actual person. And you're going to see a lot of people break those rules, and that's fine. There's not a problem with that. They may get cracked down on at some point, and so that personal profile where they've built up a lot of friends, it's all gone down the drain. You'll never lose your Facebook fan page or your Facebook business page. And so we really encourage you to work through the platform that Facebook is giving you. But also, on the other hand, we don't look down on people who use Facebook profiles to market. It's not about necessarily it's about what works, okay? And as long as you're not doing something, overly averse, we don't look down upon that whatsoever. So let's see. Oh, we got a great question from Trevor. Trevor says, I've got 200 plus friends on my personal page. Can I transfer them to my business page? Trevor, that's a fantastic question. I did read an article that somewhere out there, and make sure you get with me after the hangout, and I'll try to find that article for you. I did read an article in 2012, or the article came out in 2012, where you were able to actually transfer your Facebook page into a profile, and that somehow, actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I misread that. Yeah, I misread that. No, the simple answer to that is no. You cannot transfer them to your Facebook page. But what you can do is you can create your Facebook page, keep your personal profile, and then invite all those people to like your page, and just kind of, they're your friends, so how how rough you can be with them, and not rough's the wrong word, but you understand what I'm saying. You know how persistent you can be with them, but keep asking them to like your page until they do. But just kind of be aware that you're going to run out of goodwill at some point. Make sure you use your goodwill with them wisely. But you can just invite them through your personal profile to like your business page. That's a great question. Let's see. Let's go with Conrad here. How well does Facebook affect your SEO compared to Google Plus? Oh, Conrad, you always ask the best questions. That's a very complicated answer. There really is no standard operating procedure for that. Okay, there really is no rule because Google's a private company, right? Everyone who does local SEO, and we specialize in local SEO at the local business internet marketing university. Everyone who's in local SEO, they know that the algorithm's secret, right? We don't know 100% what affects Google's algorithm. How we figured all that out is we've run tests. We've figured things out. We've shared things around in the community. People blog about it quite often. So while we do have some good hints as to what we're doing when it comes to local SEO, social signals is what we call them when you have a Facebook like on your page or a Google plus one or a retweet or whatever. We don't know how effective those are yet. There's been tons of studies coming out saying that Facebook is a huge influencer in search ranking. There's also been tons of articles that have come out and said the opposite. Okay, and they all claim to have a study, and after doing local SEO for as long as I have, the bottom line is I don't really trust studies that much because we don't know how the algorithm works completely 100%, and who knows, in their 2-week testing period, there may have been one signal that Google picked up on that bumped an increase in ranking or dropped them in ranking, and then they're going to blame it on that study. I don't trust them. Our answer to that, and that was a long answer, I apologize, but our answer to that is I just think about Google. I think about what they've been doing, what they do historically. What they do is they take into consideration factors that they can control spam on. Okay, they can control spam on links, or they have a whole department dedicated to it anyway. The spam team at Google, the web spam team. If they can control the spam and they can understand the signal, then they'll use the signal. Okay, the future of search is social signals. The way Google became so popular is they looked at links. They said, well, site A is linking to site B, so that's a vote of popularity or vote of authority for site B. What are the new votes of popularity or votes of authority? They're social. They're social signals. A plus one, a like here, or a retweet there. Okay, how does Facebook compare to Google Plus in that? Google cannot crawl Facebook. If Google can't crawl anything that's private to you, okay? A lot of people most people, in fact, put private restrictions on their Facebook page, so Google can't crawl that. Normally, Facebook pages are open, and Google can crawl that, but I'd say the majority of Facebook, probably 90%, and I'm just spitballing here, but 90% probably of Facebook can't be crawled by Google, and if Google can't understand it, they can't handle the spam, or they can't understand how they should work with it when it comes to spam. So my personal opinion is that Facebook likes, if they have any effect whatsoever, it's very, very little because Google can't control it. They can't control the spam because they can't understand what's going on the Facebook platform. Now that brings up an interesting point on Bing. Bing and Facebook work together. So you may see that, and Bing has 17% of the market share. So your SEO efforts there may not be wasted. But when it comes to Google Plus, people have been talking about how effective a plus one is for your SEO ranking. We've done a lot of stuff for our clients on local SEO for Google Plus, and what we found is that we have seen, and like I said, studies. It's hard to know what has worked and what hasn't, but we did see a slight increase in ranking the more plus ones we got. It definitely had diminishing returns. It wasn't a huge increase in ranking, but you have to take that with a grain of salt. We did that over a 2-week period, and in that 2-week period, maybe Google picked up a link that we had no idea about, and that was for the increase in ranking. These studies are really hard to deal with. I just look at what Google does. I just look logically at what Google does. They are trying to use the users of the internet, you and I, to figure out what is popular or what is authoritative. They did it first with links. Now they're going to do it with social signals. I think a lot of people thought that Google Plus was Google's answer to Facebook because Google wanted a new advertising platform or revenue stream. My personal opinion is they could care less about that. They know social signals are the future, and the future is actually happening right now. So if you're not getting plus ones and you're not interacting on Google Plus, you probably should start, and we'll have a hangout dedicated to Google Plus marketing soon. But so pay attention and keep your eye on that. But if you're not doing that right now, you're not preparing for the future. A lot of local SEO is preparing for the future. So that is the really long answer to that. Facebook, if you're doing it for SEO, I would probably, and that's all you're doing it for, you're not trying to gain clients, I would probably stop. I would stop and then think about actually using Facebook to gain customers. But when it comes to local SEO, I just really think your time is better spent elsewhere. Your time is better spent getting citations or links or reviews or something of that nature. So I hope that answers your question. John has a good question. How do I invite people to write reviews on your Facebook page? I believe you can do that through the mobile app. I think it may be native in the mobile app. Honestly, that's a great question that I don't have the answer to off the top of my head. I'll definitely go back and research it and come back to you with a better answer, John. But I also know that you can create your pages as well in a certain way. And you're able to leave reviews on there. It's some type of Facebook page builder. Get with me after the hangout and we'll go more in depth on that. And so, okay, so we got to John's question, and he's got another great question. Here we go. John asks, let's put this up here real quick. Can a business page friend a personal page? That is a great question, John, and unfortunately, you cannot. I love Google+. I think Google+ is awesome. I think it's much better. It's just a personal opinion. I just think it's much better than Facebook, especially for marketers. The audience isn't quite there like the audience is on Facebook, but on Google Plus, you can do that. You can reach out and circle, follow other people personally. On Facebook, you cannot. The best option you have is to run an ad that targets a demographic that person is in, or invite them, become friends with them on your personal profile, which is a strategy a lot of people use. If they have a certain person they want to like their page, they'll use their personal profile to friend them, and then once you become friends with them, you can invite them to like your page. Or if you have the email that's associated with their Facebook account, you can invite them to like your page through email as well. Fantastic question, John. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, let's go back to Jeff real quick. And Jeff, you have another question for us?
Yeah, can you show everybody how to do a highlighted post?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good, Jeff. Let's go, and I'm going to share my screen again really quick. And so let's talk about first what is a highlighted post. A highlighted post is a feature that is available to Facebook pages, which is not available to personal profiles. And what you can do is you can go to your post and go to the top right-hand corner, and there should be a arrow, like a greater than symbol, but it's pointing downwards. Okay, and once you do that, you can go down here and you can click highlight. And what a highlight does, and actually you see a great example of it right here. You see how on your Facebook page you have two columns with, it's your timeline, and you have two columns with different posts, and so they're kind of split up into halves. Well, with a highlight, you actually take those two halves and turn them into a full Facebook update where it takes up both columns. Basically, it's just highlighting the post. It makes it bigger, and it grabs a lot more attention to it. So like I said, you can just go to that drop-down arrow and click highlight, and it'll automatically highlight it for you. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can actually, or on our website, you can see that right here is a great example of a highlighted post. You see how it's a full column instead of half columns. So, and the reason you would want to highlight a post is, pretty straightforward. It's just you want to get a lot more attention to that post. If you notice, the post that we had highlighted was for this actual event, because right now this event is what we have going on that we really want people to engage with, and it is most important to us right now. So that's what a highlighted post is. Let's go. And Jeff, you want to give us, let's see, you want to give us one more?
Yeah. Can you explain?
Oh, sorry, Jeff, I had you muted. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. What can you explain more in detail what a promoted post is?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so, and this is, Facebook's going to continue. They're a publicly traded company. They have to answer to shareholders. So it's about advertising revenue. Okay, a promoted post. And this may not make a lot of people happy, and promoted posts really didn't make a lot of people happy. But Facebook came out and admitted that what we knew for a very long time, that the more people that engage with, the more someone engages with you, the more likely you're going to show up on their feed. Okay. How often you show up on their feed, even if you engage with them a lot or they engage with you a lot, um, it's not that much. Okay, Facebook, what they want to do is they want to provide value to the consumer first, and value to the consumer is, well, they won't call them a consumer, they'll call them a person. Value to a person is seeing their friends, new baby, or their families, Christmas pictures, or what have you on their feed. They feel like that business pages kind of interrupt that, and they're true. I mean, they're right. Um, Facebook pages interrupt that, advertising interrupts that, but they also have to adhere to their shareholders. They have to make a profit, so they will allow advertisers and Facebook pages and marketers to get in there and get the attention, albeit very rarely. So what a promoted post is, if you pay a certain amount of money, then they will make sure that that post that you put and that you promote is seen by vastly more of your audience, people that have liked you already, not new people, just people who've liked you already. It will be seen by vastly more people than if it was just put out there on its own. That made a lot of people angry. A lot of people felt like if they worked hard to get those likes, that they should be able to show up. I mean, I definitely understand that, but that's what a promoted post is. It's just going to get a much wider audience of those people. It's going to get in people's feeds that have liked you a lot easier and a lot more. And I've heard that, or I've read that you have to have 400 followers or 400 likes before you can actually have a promoted post. So hopefully that answers that question for you. Jeff, you got another one for us real quick?
Yeah. Okay, this one. When is the best time to post to your Facebook page or any type of social media in general?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good one too. Um, that's definitely going to depend on your audience. Okay, if you are, for whatever reason selling dating material, and this isn't for any local business, this is just an example. If someone's selling dating material, maybe they want to post. Their audience is probably college kids. They probably want to post. I don't know, sometime in the afternoon when people are getting out for class or getting out for lunch. So it really just depends on your audience. As a local business, you're trying to reach consumers, normally homeowners or something like that. These people, they go to work, right? So obviously, let's talk, instead of talking so much about when to post, let's talk about when not to post. Don't post during work hours. Most people aren't going to be on Facebook during work hours. They're not going to see your posts. Maybe think about posting early in the morning. A great time to catch people is in the evening, okay? Anywhere from 5 to 8 when they get off of work, or they're sitting down after, or they're done with dinner and they're trying to relax and wind down. Weekends traditionally aren't the best time to post because people are out and about doing their own thing, okay? One thing, if you have 30 likes, and this is, I'm surprised no one's asked this question yet, if you have 30 likes, Facebook will actually give you stats about your reach, your audience, how many people are engaging with you, a lot of advanced metrics. And I believe now in your audience, or in your, they call them Facebook insights. In your insights, you can see when your fans are actually logging on to Facebook, and what time of day they're spending the most time on Facebook. That's when you need to post. You need to post when your fans are on, because you have a higher chance of them seeing your post, and it won't get buried necessarily. Okay. So yeah, that's obviously a great question. Let me read this question real quick. Let's address this real quick. Conrad says, could you bypass that by posting on your business page, then sharing the business post on your personal page? I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm sorry, Conrad. If you'll clarify for me, I'll go back. But you can. That's what we do quite a bit. It's a strategy. We post on our Facebook page, and then we share it through our personal profile. So yeah, you can definitely do that. Clarify that for me in the chat real quick, Conrad, and I'll come back to that. Okay. Is there a way that we can see, and this is by John Brown, is there a way that we can see a feed on our business page that shows the updates from other business pages that we've liked? And that is a fantastic question. I don't believe so. You know what? Jeff may actually have the answer to that question. Jeff, do you know the answer to that?
Is there a way that we can see a feed on your business page that shows the updates from other
I
business?
believe there used to be, but I don't think so. If a Facebook page likes another Facebook page, there used to be a way for you to see and interact,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's available anymore, is it?
Yeah. No, I think it's inoperable now.
Okay, I could be completely wrong on that. That definitely used to be a feature. I haven't looked at that feature in a very, very long time. That's a great question, John. I tell you what, let me make sure I write that down. And we'll definitely, let me just copy and paste that real quick, and get with me again after this hangout, and I'll definitely make sure we get that question answered for you. Okay, we got another question here. Abe is asking, how convenient is it to have a Google Plus web page for more SEO? I need my post to be Googled back to my Facebook. Let's see, I need my post to appear when Googled. Oh, okay, okay. So and this is kind of off of Facebook, which is fantastic. Once again, guys, in our Q&A, we're not taking questions just on the topic of that Google Plus Hangout. We're taking questions on everything. If you have questions on blogging, email marketing, content marketing, which is huge right now, local SEO, even because we're talking about Facebook doesn't mean that we can't talk about these other things. So what Abe is really asking is, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, Abe, but I believe Abe is asking, how can Google Plus help me with my SEO? Plus ones, which we've talked about, is a great way, but I think Abe was talking more about the posts. How can I get my posts on Google Plus to show up in Google? Which is a great question, because that happens quite a bit. This is all personalized web search, and this is where Google is trying to head. I saw an interesting TED Talk where the guy was talking about that Google actually has a responsibility to not be biased toward us, and to actually show us results from a wide spectrum of different results, to give us variety. But Google's headed more toward a personalized search. If you have a question, you type it into Google. If someone in your circles has a post on their Google Plus page about that question, it is much, much more likely to show up for them on Google. So the answer to that is yes, your posts can and will show up. Will they show up to someone who's outside of your circle? That's very rare for that to happen. But the more people that are in your circle, the wider your influence is with those people. And if you have a post, it could show up in Google Plus. I see posts with people that I've circled quite a bit in Google Plus. So it's definitely a tactic that you should be practicing. Very, very good question. Not everyone. Oh, good point. Okay, yes. Okay, so Conrad clarified that. When I said that not everyone sees your post from a Facebook page, that Facebook to an extent kind of suppresses it. He said, can you bypass that through sharing it on your personal profile? The answer to that is absolutely. Your Facebook profile has a higher chance of showing up for your friends probably than a business Facebook page does. But again, it's based on interaction. Facebook wants to return stories from your friends that are interesting to you. So how do they figure out which stories are most interesting? They look at who you interact with the most. If you're interacting with your wife and your kids the most, and you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about when I finish. They're gonna show Facebook's gonna show you posts by your wife and kids more often. So the more that you're interacting with people on your Facebook page, but also your personal profile page, the more those people are going to see your posts. So yes, keep in mind that your audiences may be different unless you just keep friending people that have liked your Facebook page, or unless your audience is the same, different people are going to see it. But yeah, you can absolutely do that, and you're going to have higher visibility if you are sharing your post on your personal Facebook page, or I'm sorry, on your personal Facebook profile, and also having it, on your Facebook page. You're actually doubling up, really, is what you're doing. And there's probably a higher chance of you showing up on your Facebook through your Facebook profile because you're sharing a post. So if let's use the example of Susie again. If Susie has liked your Facebook page but also is friends with you, if you're posting an update from your Facebook page which you shared with your personal profile, that's two signals to Google because Susie's connected to both. I'm sorry, I said Google. That's two signals to Facebook that maybe this post is worth showing, right? If you notice in your feed with your friends, the posts that get shown the most are the posts where people are interacting the most. You've got Jeff, Matt, and Brad. If Jeff, Matt, and Brad are all commenting on, a picture or a post, and they keep commenting over and over and over, it's going to show up more because Facebook wants you to see there's a conversation going on and that you shouldn't miss out on it. So that's a thank you for the clarification, Conrad. I apologize for that. So, very good question, Trevor. Trevor asks, let me pull this up on the screen real quick. Are we benefiting from this hangout in regards to Google rankings? No. Not you directly. Now, it will benefit us because it's a signal to Google that we're trying at least to provide quality information. Google always wants to return quality. How much are we benefiting from the Google Hangout in terms of SEO? Probably negligible, honestly. But for participating, I don't believe that you would get any positive ranking correlation for that. Now, if you went on and +1 the Hangout and things like that, then most certainly that can help. What you want to focus on in Google Plus, let's tackle that real quick for just 1 second. What you want to focus on in Google Plus when it comes to SEO is just posting good content. Anyone who +1s, comments, reshares, those are potential for Google to see, hey, this guy's quality, especially if your website is attached to your Google Plus page. For Google to see this guy's quality, let's transfer a little bit of that authority to his website. I don't know how serious this is and what it really means, but people always talk about Google Plus pages and Google Plus posts have page rank. Okay, I think that's probably pretty negligible. I don't pay too much attention. I don't pay attention to PageRank anyway. And if you don't know what PageRank is, it's Google's determination, their evaluation or their valuation of how much a page is worth, really in terms of authority. So traditionally, the thought has been the higher it's from 0 to 10, that a link from, let's say, a PageRank 6 page is worth more than a link from a PageRank 5 page, more or less. There's a lot of different factors that go into that. But in Google Plus, and really in SEO in general, you just need to focus on providing quality content, but not just providing quality content. You need to be marketing that content as well. You need to get eyes on that content. Do those two things, and you're going to do well in SEO no matter what. All right, let's check out some other questions. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Buffy's got a great question. Does it matter if I post business info on my personal Google Plus page versus a just a regular Google Plus page? Uh, I don't think so. I think, I hear different opinions on this. My opinion is that's fine. I mean, especially because on your personal page, they're your friends, right? They should support you and interact with you on business, and you know how much goodwill you have built into those relationships and how much people are going to pay attention to that. So I think it's fine. I hear from people all the time. It's in my ear left and right. It feels like people do business with people. Okay, they don't do business with faceless entities necessarily. If you that's reflected, I believe that, and that's reflected if you go to our Google Plus page. If you go to the local business internet marketing university's Google Plus page, you'll see that our profile picture is actually me. It used to be, and I don't like really marketing myself for many different reasons, but I'd rather just market the university in general. But our profile picture just used to be our logo. Well, now it's me with our logo behind us. And the reason I did that is because I want people to see that there is a human element behind the university. And that's what you're really doing with your Google Plus personal page, is you're showing there's a personal element behind your Google Plus page, or I'm sorry, behind your business. What I would encourage you to do is just use your personal or your personal Google Plus page for your personal life, and your business page for your business, and kind of do what I did. Have a profile picture that shows you're human but also represents your company as well, and you use your Google Plus business page. Google and Facebook are very different in that. Facebook pages are completely different from Facebook personal profiles. A Google Plus page is actually incredibly similar to a Google Plus personal page. They're almost identical. The same functionality exists almost identically in both platforms. So there's really no reason to have a personal page that talks about your business and a business page that talks about your business. That's just my personal take on it. Great question, Buffy. We appreciate that. Buck, that's a good question. I tell you what, if you will, Buck is asking what we're using to run our Google Plus Hangout, and it's actually an app we use, and so I'll get in touch with you, Buck, about that. Make sure you stick around after, and we'll talk more about that. And I tell you what, we're gonna take two more questions, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. Jeff, you got a question for us, real quick?
I sure do. What do you? Well, I'll ask this one first. I know Google SERPs work with Google Plus and rank my post higher, and etc. How does Facebook help?
How does Facebook help SEO? I guess is the question for that. We kind of already dove into that. We're not really sure how much Facebook helps your local SEO efforts, but really the key takeaway here is that you need to be concentrated. If you're doing Facebook, you need to be concentrated on it for social media, for getting new clients. You don't need to be focused on it for SEO. Everything that you get from it from an SEO perspective, in my opinion, is negligible, and your time is better spent elsewhere. But anything, if you're doing it to get customers, anything that you get SEO wise from Facebook is just icing on the cake. So use Facebook to actually get customers, not for SEO. So so let's see here, and let's take one more question. Jeff, you got one more for us?
Okay. Can you explain more in detail what do you think the difference between Facebook versus Google Plus is?
Ooh, okay. That's actually a great question to wrap us up. I think the key difference between Google Plus and Facebook is obviously audience. Everyone's on Facebook. Every walk of life. There's just a huge, broad demographic. Google Plus does not have that wide of a demographic, and Google Plus really seems to be right now as an audience, and I hope it changes. But as an audience, it seems to be more business-minded folks, more professional-minded folks, less consumers. So while that can be bad for B2C companies, it's great for B2B companies, such as ourselves. We love Google Plus. I think Google Plus is fantastic from a consumer point of view. I think this is just my opinion. Like I said, I think it's a better product than Facebook, especially for consumers, just for the average Joe. But the main difference between the two is audience. In my opinion, you're not going to find the same B2C audience on Google Plus that you're going to find on Facebook. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try. In fact, I think every B2C should definitely start on Google Plus. How much time you spend on it, maybe you only spend 5 minutes a week. That's fine. But I can tell you for a fact that the future of search is social signals. Google's social media product is Google Plus. They are going to use Google Plus heavily in the future, and they already use it to some extent to figure out how authoritative web pages are. And that's what you're trying to do when it comes to local SEO. You're trying to let Google or help Google understand or make Google understand that your web page is authoritative and quality, and that's what you're really doing when you're working on your local SEO through your Google Plus page. And when it comes to search engine optimization, a lot of people get focused on the present. I promise you, the key to local SEO is focusing on the future. Okay, when people focus on the present, they do a lot of dumb stuff. They do black hat techniques that are going to get them penalized in 6 months. They don't care. They just want results now, and in 6 months, they're too bad, so sad. And then you've got the guy, that's person A, and he's got competitor B over here who isn't ranking as well as him for the next 6 months, but they'll rank infinitely better for the next 4 years because they plan for the future. When it comes to local SEO, plan for the future. The future is social signals. Get involved on Google Plus and go ahead and start interacting, building followers, building plus ones, all that good stuff. You'll be better for it. All right, so I think that's it for now. We are going to stick around after this and kind of interact with you guys some more, answer some more questions. But let's just wrap up real quick. When it comes to Facebook, the key takeaway is that you need to be building an audience and interacting with that audience. Interactions, it brands, you get referrals, and also you're going to create stories, which gets your information, your business in front of the friends of your likes or the friends of your followers. Facebook is a great way to get new customers, and you should definitely be leveraging that for your local business. So let's do a couple of housekeeping items first before we go. Let me pull up those real quick. And I referenced our guide a little bit throughout this hangout, and I'm putting the link to it here. That is the university's Facebook for Local Business Guide. Okay, I will go ahead and go there and download that. If you are live right now, we've made that available to you guys first. So go ahead and pick that up. All you have to do is put in your email. We'll send it straight to your email address or your email inbox. And the local Facebook for Local Business Guide. Wow, that's a tongue twister. It has a lot of great information in it. It has some information we covered in the Hangout, but it also goes much more in depth than this Hangout did. So I definitely would encourage you to get that. If you're a beginner, it's definitely going to help. If you're advanced, you're going to pick up at least one or two things that's actually going to make you maybe see Facebook a different way or give you an idea that you never had previously. So anybody should pick that up. If you're on YouTube watching the replay of this, I would encourage you to just go to our website. If you go to our website, we have a tab, and I'll give you the website actually. It's university.tutilitymarketing.com. It should also be in the description. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go to that, and then you are going to go to the tab that says resources, and there's a couple of guides on there right now, and one of those is the Facebook for Local Business Guide. And so just go ahead, enter in your email, and we'll send it on to you. All right, guys? And let's go ahead and talk about the next Hangout that we're having on January 10th. This is going to be blogging for local businesses. I'm really psyched about this because blogs are huge, and there's not a lot of information out there for local businesses on this subject. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and paste the link for you guys in here. If you're watching this YouTube replay and you do want to be a part of this Hangout coming up, again, you can go to university.tutilitymarketing.com. We have a tab called University G Plus Hangouts, and you can go there and see all our future Google Plus Hangouts and all our previous ones too. You can check out the replays there as well. It's a great resource. But I would encourage every single person listening to this, if you're live or you're listening to the replay, to sign up for this Hangout. It's going to be awesome. People aren't talking about how to blog for local businesses. What's the strategy? What is a good blog? What's a bad blog? Where should the blog be? How often should you blog? all these, and why? Why is the most important question. I can tell you 3 reasons right now. One, it gives you a voice on your social media, like we've talked about today. Two, it gives you more of authority with Google because you have more content for them to crawl. You have more pages, which is a factor in your search engine optimization. Just think about it. Is a more quality website the website with 100 pages or the website with 10,000 pages, right? Okay, so it is a signal to Google, and there's a freshness factor as well. Google wants to return websites that are up to date. Blogs keep your website up to date in Google's eyes. Okay, and finally, blogs, the way we write blogs and the way we're going to teach you to write blogs, make you look like the expert in your industry. Consumers want to do business with the expert. Okay, and a lot of times they don't care how much more expensive you are because they know that if they go to a less quality company, they're going to have to come back and hire you again anyway. So they might as well pay good money to get it done right the first time. And especially a lot of high-end clients, they'll pay more if you're the expert. So when they come to your website, they see your blog, they read your articles, they go, this guy's the expert. I want him to come or she to come and handle the service that I need. I'm going to call them up right now. Blogs are fantastic, and they are not as complicated as everyone thinks they are. We're going to break it down really simplistic for you. So go ahead and go to that link that we dropped in there. Go ahead and register for that Hangout. If you're watching the YouTube replay, go ahead and go to the website, university.tutorialmarketing.com. Go to the tab G Plus Hangout, University G Plus Hangouts, and sign up for that. That's going to be on January 10th. It's a Friday at 9 a.m. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to do today is we're going to ask you guys for a huge favor. A lot of times we use our Google Plus Hangouts because we love Google Plus Hangouts. We think they're fun. We get to chat with you guys. We get to get live questions. It's just a blast for us. We absolutely love it, and we're very appreciative of you guys hanging out with us. However, you've heard of webinars. You know what webinars are. A lot of times webinars have a really bad connotation, but webinars sometimes are very similar to Google Plus Hangouts. So the whole reason I bring this up is eventually we want to be able to communicate the quality of this Google Plus Hangout, that we're not here to sell. You know, we didn't talk about the university subscription one time. That just a second ago when I said university subscription was the first time we talked about the university product, and we're not going to talk about it today. We don't always talk about our product. Our motto at the university is 90-10, okay? 90% quality information, valuable content that's going to help you with your local business. 10%, that's what we're going to do 90% of the time. 10% of the time or less, we're going to talk about our product. So a lot of people, when they see a Google Plus Hangout, you know, I even ran into a little bit of resistance this week on marketing the Hangout a little bit, is that, you know, people believe that we're here to push our product instead of provide value for you. You know, I think you guys understand from this Hangout that we provided a lot of value. So what we would love from you guys in return for this Hangout is just to give us a quick testimonial real quick. If you are live with us, just go ahead and write it in the chat if you don't mind, just letting us know or letting people know what you found valuable about the Hangout. If you would return again, and we would really appreciate that. We're going to put that on our Google Plus page. We'll also put it on our Google Plus Hangouts, so when people go to our Google Plus Hangouts, they can see that, you know, there's a lot of value here, and you can help us spread the message. And we would absolutely love it if you would do that for us. If you're live, like I said, go ahead and write that in the chat bar if you don't mind, and we'll use those. And if you're watching the YouTube replay, just go ahead and come to our Google Plus page and leave us a comment there, or email us. You can email us at university@tutorialmarketing.com, or you can just simply go to the post for this Google Plus Hangout on our website, and just in the comments you can just reply and put a testimonial on there for us, and that would make our day. We would really appreciate that, guys. That would go really far in helping us communicate the value of these Hangouts to people. And I believe that is it for us, guys. If you're live right now, stick around. We're going to answer more questions. John, I owe you a couple of answers to a couple of questions. So make sure you guys stick around if you have time, and we want to interact with you guys more. If you're watching the replay, thanks for checking this out. Oh, and one more thing, you can always stay up to date with us on our Google Plus Hangouts. If you're watching the replay, you're probably thinking, man, I wish I knew when these were all coming out. And you can. If you just go to university or go to our website and go to the University G Plus Hangouts tab, each Hangout at the bottom of the Hangout has an opportunity for you to actually go and sign up for our Google Plus Hangout scheduler, which we send out emails when we're going to have a new Google Plus Hangout to our email list. So sign up for that. We always protect your privacy. We never share your email. Obviously, none of that applies to us. And so we'll send you when our Google Plus Hangouts go live. And if you're watching the replay again, you can go grab the Facebook for Local Business Guide on our website. Just go to the resources section, and it should be the Facebook for Local Business Guide should be on there. Or you can go to the replay on our website as well and download it there. All right, guys, thank you so much for your participation today. We really appreciate it. We had a blast as always. And like I said, if you're live right now, stick around. We'll answer some questions. But for everybody else, thank you so much for being a part of this, and have a great weekend. See ya.